I tell you what, the story from TMZ broke a couple of weeks ago according to them, that Tiger has got a mistress, a little extramarital activity going on, and none of us know. None of us know, and it's not our place to judge. Far be it from me to judge another man, because none of us want our skeletons coming out of our closet, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, but I will say this, okay? A woman doesn't bust out the back of the window of the truck with a golf club to save you, to pull you out, from a car that you just backed out the driveway and bumped into a tree with, So, all I'm saying is this. As far as I know, Tiger is a red-blooded heterosexual man. And with the exception of a few of you out there, and I applaud you, men will be men, okay? And let's put it this way. For most of us, if we walk into a candy shop and we enjoy candy, we see a lot of candy in the candy shop. And of course you're going to say, oh, man, I want a Snickers. Oh man, I want, is that a Kit Kat? Oh man, is that a whatchamacallit? But at the end of the day, you're probably going to buy that one Snickers or that one whatchamacallit and walk out the store. Every now and then you might venture back into the store, or you might, buy a Snickers and a whatchamacallit, but for the most part, you get your Snickers, you go home and you're happy. But this is Tiger Woods. This man's life is akin to a candy shop on every corner. On every corner. And the candy is free. Alright? If you know what I'm talking about, my fellas know what I'm talking about. So, the odds are, my man is going home with a Snickers and some M&Ms and some whatchamacallits and some Kit Kats and a whole bunch of other juju beans, whatever. Here and there it may have happened. Okay? Look. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. You see what I'm saying? Because we all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Somebody act like you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not gonna preach. All right, that's gonna be the end of that. I'm just saying, don't judge the man. We're not in his situation. Don't know what's going on with him, and hopefully all turns out for Eldridge Woods and Mrs. Eldridge Woods. It's probably more important right now in her mental state. Hopefully she's handling things all right. Now, to the topic that I thought was going to be the number one topic is this incident at BART. Once again, a BART cop under fire for roughing up a passenger, or for what appears to be roughing up a passenger. And if you haven't seen this video, then check it out. I'm sure it's all easy to find on the internet. And listen, this is where I come out on this. And as always, like I said, get at me. Let me know what you think, okay? First of all, let me preface this by saying I am not a cop hater. We all of us know somebody, and make no mistake, I've had my issues with the authorities, and for no reason, for no fault of my own. You can check the record, but I've stared down the barrel of a gun being held by a police officer for, once again, no wrongdoing of my own. But that said, I don't hate cops. I don't hate them. And we all know someone who does. And I mean, you could be uncomfortable around the police just because of things in the past and the reputation or whatever. But I'm talking about cop haters. And we all know that cat that, he could watch a police officer jump in front of a bullet for an old lady. And he could say, man, did you see him try to kill that old lady? I'm talking about those type of cats. Now, these are the people that we're dealing with here who I think are going after this particular BART cop. If you watch the video, what you see is somebody who was belligerent, a BART passenger who was being belligerent and very threatening to the folks on the train. The BART police officer removed him from the train with authority, as police officers are trained to do. And because of that, the forceful nature of the way he was removed, it looked like somebody's head almost got busted by a plate glass window. And I'm not trying to make light of the situation. Both the officer and the passenger were harmed by the window breaking. But let me say this: number one, it didn't look to me like there was any excessive force being used. And what's unfortunate is what we see is a lot of folks piggybacking off of what happened. The truly unfortunate situation with Oscar Grant earlier this year, at the beginning of the year. And number one, these are two very, very different situations. That was a situation where, in my opinion, that was just cold-blooded murder. And I'm a big believer in finding ways to really get behind these cats and find out, who these people are that we're giving badges and guns to. The last thing we want to do is give a gun to a lunatic and give him a badge to hide behind. And I think, unfortunately, in some situations, that's what we're getting. But I've known some good cops and I've known some bad cops. I know a lot of the police officers who pretty much are willing to sacrifice everything, on a day-to-day basis, just to keep the peace, and who actually believe in justice. And for those cops, I have ultimate respect for them. And, for the other ones, I what can you say? There's nutballs in every profession, and unfortunately in this profession, they get to carry weapons, and those cats need to be weeded out. But I don't think that's what we got in this situation, at least this time with the bar cop, and I know a lot of people are up in arms about it, and he didn't have to push him that hard and what have you. Look, they train these guys to, they have to use a certain amount of authority when they do things to make sure they're in control of the situation. I know it sounds hard, but hey, maybe you shouldn't walk around BART challenging everybody to a fight. This is not the UFC going on the BART train. So that's where I come out on that. If you disagree, if you agree, whatever, get at me. Vik at VikPresents.com. That's Vik with a K. And